Hello, and welcome to the Learning to Program with Go series, where I will walk you through the fundamentals of programming and all of Go's features so you can hopefully get a job and start building your own applications. This series is handcrafted for all skill levels, regardless if you're new to programming or if you're years into your career and you're just looking to pick up a new language. Videos will be labeled according to the topics discussed so you can easily find what you're looking for. Now, if you're a beginner, here are some general guidelines for when it comes to watching this series. You really should watch these videos chronologically. Skipping the concepts will increase your chances of not being able to follow along and can become discouraging the deeper we dive into the language when you might have some knowledge gaps. Do not rush your learning. Did you learn to skateboard in a matter of a few days? Were you able to accomplish all those tricks that you see Tony Hawk and other professionals performing within a week? Well, learning to program is something kind of similar. It's a serious skill that takes time and energy and consistent dedication to internalizing all of the fundamentals. You need to develop the muscle memory to think like a programmer and break problems down into smaller pieces that can be solved through code. And lastly, I highly recommend not using an LLM such as like ChatGPT, Claude, and other generative AI when you're trying to learn the fundamentals of programming. Use Google, ask questions in forums, and refer to the documentation of the language. As slow and as old as it seems, it will help instill the basics rather than learning to be helpless and offloading the critical thinking to another source. By learning the fundamentals on your own, you will then be able to ask the right questions to LLMs to generate some other boilerplate type code that you got really sick of writing when you were just learning the fundamentals. These aforementioned guardrails did not come from nowhere, and in fact, these are all major struggles that I've seen firsthand in my career. And while we're on the topic, I'll go ahead and introduce myself and hopefully convince you that I'm credible enough to help you in your programming journey. My name is Colton, and I recently finished my education at Purdue University, where I originally started in computer science, but ended up graduating with a degree in computer and information technology with two minors, one in computer science and the other in organizational leadership. During my college education, I became a supplemental instruction leader for Purdue's introductory CS course, where I came up with problems for students to solve after lecture to give them extra practice. I eventually worked my way up into becoming the head teaching assistant for that course and gave lectures every Friday to hundreds of students. I currently work as a software engineer using C# and other Azure products, but continuously work on side projects that use Go, Java, and Swift. With that out of the way, let's lay down the foundation of Go, its history, intended purposes, and popular applications that use it today. The inception of Go really began all the way back in 2009, and its 1.0 version released in 2012. To those new to the programming world, this is not an old language. It's actually very, very new. It really began as a language to address all of the major pain points that Google software engineers were experiencing when they were working with older languages such as Java, C++, and Python. This language's popularity has absolutely exploded because it's created to solve software engineering problems rather than being a language primarily used for like the research of programming languages. It also has several touches of its predecessors, especially with the C-like braces, and it does away with the old by not using tabs to indicate the scope of variables. Go also takes an alternative route to look at dependencies, packages, semantics concurrency, and composition over the traditional object-oriented programming inheritance. Now, while many of these words may sound vastly unfamiliar to you, we'll slowly uncover all of these concepts in future videos. With that out of the way, all the groundwork has been completed now, and it's time for us to get into our text editors and write some Go. I'll see you in the next video.